The Forgotten Skull, the mystery of M.G.G. In 1983, children playing in the woods of Lake Forest, California, stumbled upon something no child should ever see. A human skull, bleached by the sun, resting silently among the leaves. For more than 4 decades, investigators could not answer the most basic question: who was she? Tonight, we dive into a chilling mystery that lingered in the shadows for over 40 years, until modern science whispered the name of the forgotten. The children's laughter froze when they saw the skull. Authorities rushed to the scene, combing through the wooded area, but little else was found. No body, no belongings, just the silent remnant of a human life. The press called her Jane Doe of Lake Forest. Investigators tried everything available at the time: dental comparisons, facial reconstruction sketches, pleas to the public. But the skull revealed nothing more than silence. The case went cold, stacked among the growing files of unsolved deaths in Orange County. Without a name, there could be no story. Families of the missing searched endlessly, but without DNA databases, the skull remained unclaimed. The years rolled by, and Jane Doe became a ghost locked in evidence storage, known only by a case number. Decades later, forensic technology advanced. DNA could now be extracted from bones. Genealogical databases began connecting strangers through bloodlines. For the first time, Jane Doe's skull could speak. But would it? In 2023, investigators revisited the case. They carefully drew DNA from the remains and uploaded the profile into genealogy platforms. The results were not immediate, but faint connections began to appear. A tree of life slowly grew, leading back to one family. Months of genealogical digging paid off. The DNA trail pointed to a missing woman last seen in the late 1970s. Her name, Maritza Glean Grimmett. After 40 years of silence, Jane Doe finally had an identity. Maritza was a young woman with dreams, family ties, and a life ahead of her. Records show she disappeared without a trace sometime in the late 70s. For her loved ones, she was a name whispered in grief, a photograph fading with time. But what happened between her last breath and the children's discovery in 1983? Where was she taken? Who was she with? The decades-old gap leaves only speculation, and speculation can be as haunting as the truth. Detectives pored over the old files, crime scene photos, and autopsy notes. Yet the case was thin. The skull had been alone, stripped of context. The forest had given no secrets. The trail was ice cold. Was Maritza murdered? Did she vanish by her own choice and meet tragedy in the woods? Without cause of death, the case remains a haunting blank page in the book of true crime. For her relatives, the news was bittersweet. Decades of wondering ended with certainty, but not closure. Knowing where Maritza had been all this time did not reveal why or how she ended up there. Time erases evidence, witnesses vanish, memories fade, and with more than 40 years gone, even the sharpest investigator faces the cruel truth. The forest kept its secret too well. The story of Maritza is not just about one woman. It is about all the forgotten faces buried in cold cases across the world. Names waiting in silence, voices trapped in bones, stories untold. Yet there is hope. Modern forensic genealogy has given voice to the voiceless. What once seemed lost to the fog of time can now be recovered. Jane Doe became Maritza, and her story echoes as proof that no mystery is too old to whisper back. Maritza Glean Grimmett is no longer faceless, but her true fate remains hidden in the shadows of Lake Forest. As you watch, somewhere another family still waits for an answer that science may yet reveal. If stories like this move you, if you believe the forgotten deserve to be remembered, join us. Subscribe, share this mystery, and keep the voices of the lost alive. because silence only wins if we stop listening.